Okay, what's up? Yeah, I just did the first video, whatever. It took like a little break. It's like a little break, probably like 15 minutes, and then I'm here. All right, so this is the actual first episode of the podcast. I was actually gonna have that one be it, but I actually ended it too early. And not only that, but I didn't talk about myself at all. I did no introductions at all. Uh, so basically, uh, I am Changeful 53, which is my Xbox gamer tag. I actually got it randomly. The first thing that popped up when I was 11 years old when I first got my Xbox, which was in 2010. 2010. I was born July 8th, 1999. Uh, 1999. That's crazy, man. So, and I've been doing for this year. I'm shooting for 8 months now. Basically, since the first of this year, I was first started off streaming Adventure Quest Worlds every day. That was actually the most popular game I played so far, Adventure Quest Worlds. That's what got me the most attention I ever had, which it got me to nearly 100 followers. At a time, maybe like I remember having up to like 17 people in my stream at a time. On the high end, sometimes it was as low as like maybe like 4 or 5, but usually it was somewhere between maybe like 6 and 12, maybe. But yeah, it got a lot of attention. I just stopped playing it a couple months ago, like 2 months ago, because I was 3 months ago now, because I got kind of like tired of it a little bit. I felt like it was time for me to pay. I feel like there's nothing really in Adventure Quest Worlds that I would really care to put on YouTube like that. I played Worlds when I was about 10, 11, 10 or 11, something like that, 10 or 11 years old. I play back in my account and see. I think it's actually I was 12. I think it was 12 probably. It might have been as old as 12. And then I played it for about 2 years, like 2 years straight. Then I just quit it, and then I picked back up late last year, like the last 2 weeks of 2021, because my sister was playing it. I wanted to play it with her. I had a lot of great time streaming too. I had a lot of great times in that game, finding rares, farming classes, and different things like that. In the 5 months of playing it again, might actually pick it back up just to get more attention to my YouTube. Because I know every time I post an Adventure Quest Worlds video, it gets like a couple thousand views. I haven't broken 100 yet, so it'll help. Uh, I'm 23 years old now. Uh, I favorite colors are black and red. That's really all I ever wear. I'm not a stoner, even though this says stoner life. I'm not a stoner. Uh, Someone actually just left a blunt on my bed on my desk. I just noticed that it was a girl. She left a blunt on my. One of a smoker. She knew that, so I don't know why she did that anyway. But yeah. So I've had this camera coming for over a year now. I streamed like Fortnite like 2 or 3 times, like off this little like laptop deal. It's just a tablet, but it has a keyboard, so it's a laptop now. But I stream off this. I should stream off that. It's crazy. I had an Elgato capture. I got these Elgato lights. I have like the blue microphone. This Logitech. I forgot what kind of Logitech it is. No, it's like it's a 4K camera, but it never does 4K resolution because nothing supports it, I guess, or something like that. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. I don't know. And then I play off this Xbox Series X. I got PS5 behind me. I don't really play like that because it's complete garbage. Outside of its exclusives. Um. So yeah. Uh. So yeah, that's all my equipment. This laptop is an MSI Creator 15. Cost me about $2,000 after tax. Uh. It works really well. It's really good with games and stuff like that. As you can see me in all my ugliness from this webcam, and you can hear me in all my ugliness with this microphone. Anyway, so I I work doing security. Where I beat up Batman basically. I play a lot of games, a lot of story driven. I was just playing Yakuza, uh, the first Yakuza game. I'm actually gonna start my second playthrough of it. sometime soon. I wanted to get this out of the way first. The first episode of my podcast, I wanted to do that first. I feel like that was more important than Yakuza Kiwami. But yeah, I'll be starting Yakuza 2 as well soon. I live in Indiana, but I work in Chicago. Uh, yeah, 23. I'll be starting school soon. I'm trying to think of something else to say. I feel like I'm on a dating profile right now. I feel like I'm doing like some dating stuff, but I like going out to public, like parks, whatever, like with a lot of nature. I just like being in nature, really. Uh, and I fuck with video games. I try to like keep up on exercise because I don't want to be overly fat like I am right now. Uh, I roller skate pretty well, and I'm really good with the ladies. I really wanted to say that, but yeah, that's basically me. And then I play video games every now and then. Play a lot of them, really. I got a PS2. My homie got it right now. I got to get it from him because I was sure finna get a girl in here. We were gonna play Sims 2. Y'all's finna watch me and that girl boo hoo in The Sims, specifically, exclusively. I don't have an OnlyFans anyway. Anyway, yeah, I feel like that. A lot of the females I be having up here, they really be playing video games with me. At least if any of them ever ask, that's exactly what we've been doing. That's all we've been doing. So yeah, Minecraft Dungeons, Fortnite, split screen, Resident Evil 5 split screen, stuff like that. I'll find ourselves playing that a lot. And they never played it before, so it's a completely new experience to them. I played it a couple times, so I know all about it. I really just like to see them scared in the game. But yeah. So outside of making myself look like a complete creep weirdo psychopath. Uh so basically it's most of me, right? One of my inspirations growing up was the Black Hokage. I've been watching him since I was like 11 years old. Since 11 years old. His voiceovers and stuff like that. Crazy that he was even younger than I am right now when he started doing it. And he yeah, I respect his work a lot. He's been doing it for a while and he deserves all of the everything that he has. Everything that he has. I respect his work a lot. I yeah, man. He was like my like if you ever like if my older brother ever hops on a podcast with me or anything like that, he'll say it himself like my personality is nearly identical to his. I find in a lot of conversation, just the way we carry ourselves. A lot of the shit that he said that he was doing back when he was like 11, 12, 13 years old when he was acting up in school is the exact same stuff that I used to get in trouble for doing. And just there's some slight differences, of course, because we're not the same exact person, like obviously. But yeah, I noticed that I did take after him a lot. Uh, good shit. That was the only real content that I really took in on anything. I didn't really watch TV like that. I watched YouTube really just to watch him back then. Uh, with like maybe Markiplier and Jacksepticeye too. After a while, but it started with him initially, with his sense of humor and everything. That's some corny ass jokes. But yeah, I uh I think that's basically it for me. Let's talk about Andrew Tate. So basically, I noticed with Tate specifically that when I first started watching him, I really liked his content, really liked what he was saying. It resonated with me because I felt like it was more of what he was saying with a lot of men feeling invisible. I personally never felt invisible ever. I've always gotten attention of a sort from women, but shit. Like there's only so far that I could possibly ever think to you know what I'm saying, say that, oh, I get all the females. No. I'll approach any female ever. Any female if I see when you look good, I'm gonna say something, walk up to you and say something to you. I'll tell you that I like the way you look and that I want your number. Something like that. Easily. It's just come natural to me. But a lot of I know guys aren't like that. I used to take my younger cousins out to the mall and literally just take them out with me. And if I see a girl that I like, I walk up to her. I don't care if she's in front of her friends. I don't care who's there. Tell her the way she look and ask her for a number. Just to show them that it's possible to do. A lot of them don't know anything about that. Uh, they like, and they had their dad teach them. So I was like, I'm gonna just show you. I'll just show you. I had nobody show me that. I had to learn that on my own, but I'll show you. So I just literally just take them out with me whenever I went out to the mall or whenever I went out places. They would just be with me all the time. My younger cousins, and they used to see me holla at I wanted to, and when they said yes or no, it didn't matter. And that was another thing that they had to learn too, was take rejection. A lot of men don't know how to do that. Most of them said yeah though. Didn't even go anywhere. I mostly wouldn't even text them. I just would just do it just so then they would see it and they could go off that. Uh, but yeah, I feel like learning how to talk to women was an important thing to do as a man, or learning how to talk to people in general. But it's like you're not going to be as nervous talking to dudes as you are to women, unless maybe that's what you're into, which that's pretty hot. But anyway, but yeah, he was like talking about a lot of life lessons and stuff like that about men, and uh, he made a lot of points that I felt were valid or said in reality that a lot of people probably wouldn't be able to say because they're online, or a lot of people probably wouldn't be able to have that same type of mentality because they're online. I noticed that a lot of the takes that I have aren't very well perceived online because of the type of society that we live in or whatever type of sensitivity that people have in this day and age. They don't like it. They don't enjoy it at all. It's like, no, I don't like that. I don't like that idea. I don't like that. I don't like that opinion. And matter of fact, if I don't like that opinion, I don't like you. It's completely nonsensical to me. It left me open to take someone like Tate seriously because it's like he's saying the exact same things that I would probably say. Not in every single sense, because there's some things he said that I completely disagreed with. This is why I don't watch it anymore. Uh, and it's not that I just don't. It's not that I don't agree with it. It's just the fact that his take is his mentality is harmful to a lot of individuals that take him seriously, and I realized that before I could ever even act on anything he ever said. I never act on what another man tells me I should be doing. I'll just take his thoughts into consideration or take into consideration. But when it's so far out of my moral compass, I know that something is wrong. Uh, um, basically, what was it? So essentially, like what I agree with him when he was saying, men are essentially invisible. Generally, yes, they are. Uh, when it comes to like your natural instinct as a man to protect a woman or respect a woman the woman that you have. Yeah, I have a natural sense to protect all the women in my life. The women that I deal with personally. If a girl walked up to my girlfriend and said she wanted to fight her, I'd probably beat the girl up. This comes naturally to me. I'd rather just go ahead and just take you out of the equation right then and there than have you and my girl fight, and possibly if you beating her up and her face isn't as pretty as it was before, I'm gonna just beat you up. That's I'm with my mom, my sister, whatever, any female that I'm associated with. If a chick comes up to her trying to fight, I'm gonna just beat them up. It's just that's just what I'm gonna do. I'm not sorry. Whatever, I don't care. Uh, like run up on them when I'm not around. Maybe chances of survival will be a little bit better. But so that's what I agreed with. A lot of the senses of like what a person's natural instinct is, what we've evolved to do between men and women. 50 years of societal pressure isn't going to switch up what a man and a woman what a man and a woman are naturally going to desire out of life, and that's what we've wanted for the past 2,000, 4,000, 6,000 plus years since the beginning of humanity. Women have always wanted to have families, and men have always wanted to protect what's theirs because men are just naturally territorial people. Uh, I just yeah, just that I feel like that's very valid. Uh, I feel like a lot of things that people are doing nowadays aren't very in their best interest, even naturally. They're going against their better nature to do it. And that's why I always preach for people to just do what comes naturally to them. Uh, but yeah, Tate, he had me messed up when I see reports of police going to his house and they found 3 missing women. He even spoke on Romania being a corrupt government, which he takes advantage of. And then he wants to turn around and say that oh, the police didn't say this, or if this happened, why didn't I go to jail? It's like, well, in a corrupt government, so you can't go to jail if you have enough money. You can stay out of jail. It's like if you live in a corrupt government, you're gonna sit there and say that so you take advantage of the fact you live in a corrupt government. And all of a sudden you're telling me that the government didn't prosecute you. It's like, well, of course they wouldn't. The government's corrupt, so they wouldn't prosecute you. The statement that he said once, he was like, if I want a lawyer, I want to be able to go up to them and say, I've committed multiple felonies. Am I going to prison? And they have every single way in the book, illegal or not, to defend him properly, so we won't go to prison. It's like kind of telling yourself, G. You're kind of telling yourself, Top G. Like you're snitching on yourself. Made jokes about beating women. There was a video of him beating a woman. I don't condone that. Like literally making jokes about beating women and raping them. It's like you can't joke about that. It's not. It's not funny. It's not nothing you can joke about. It's not nothing that I like to hear anyone joke about. And if I heard you joking about it, I would consider you to be someone that I wouldn't want around my family. Essentially, what the hell? Like listening to somebody and taking in their advice if they can't even. If I don't even want them around my people like that, because I feel like they're gonna beat and rape on women. It's disgusting. Uh, Disgusting individual. To me now he is. So essentially, I just stopped listening to him after I seen a couple of those clips. I got the full context for them. The Hustlers University thing. I'm not going to start with that. I don't even care too much about that. I'm not even going to get into that. I don't even want to speak on it. But just on his personal values and how he carries himself in that sense, I just don't think I can associate his content and my brother about it. And at first, I was thinking that he was like, oh, he's Andrew Tate. He's a joke. He's an actor. It's all fake. I'm like, what? No, I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case, but that doesn't take away from the fact that he fled to Romania to keep fighting rape charges. It does not change that. It's old. But yeah. So I realized I couldn't associate this concept anymore. I'd rather just watch something that disgusting human being altogether. I don't particularly dislike him or anything. I just don't think that he's not. I don't respect him. I can't respect him, and it's not because of his opinions. It's because of the things that he stands for. Do you feel like it's okay for you to do these things, or it's nothing worth apologizing for? And you're going to hide with your tail between your legs. If you feel like that disciplining your partner or whatever is okay, and you feel like putting your hands on them is okay, if they're sticking around for it as an adult, with us all being adults, whatever. If she wants to stick around, you're putting your hands on her. There's nothing I can do about that. There's nothing I have to say about that. I hope that if she loves it, I love it. I hope she likes it. That's it. I don't have too much else to say about someone getting their hands put on them in a relationship. Hopefully, if they don't like it, or hopefully if they rather that not happen, they leave instead of hoping that person changes. But if that's what they like, that's what they really want to mess with. If that's what they want to come home to every day, I hope that they like it. And if they like it, then I love it. It's one of those takes that I have that people find to be so profound or different or just not common. Yeah. If you like what you're dealing with in a relationship, I hope that you stay there as long as you like it. Is what it is. But yeah, so he yeah, he does things. I'm not very fond of it, but the fact that he preaches about that kind of thing. The human trafficking thing doesn't really bother me. You'd be surprised to know why. I'm not going to talk on it, but it doesn't really bother me. Those women that were there wanted to be there. The fact that the women were they found three missing women. Now I'm thinking that either they were stolen, which I don't think so. He drove them. He flew them out and said they were going to stay there, which I don't think they did that either. But it's possible he did it. It's very possible he did. I don't think he did, but it's very possible that he did. Those women came out and said that. So my thought is that he flew them out and they just chose to stay, and that their parents reported them missing, their families reported them missing, and since they're all the way in Romania, it's even possible to see that they're in Romania right now, and especially if they had no contact with their families, which I would be wondering why they didn't have contact with their families. So maybe he did take them out there, take their phones, and say you have to do this one specific thing. And that's it. Maybe that is if he's doing that kind of human trafficking, I don't like that. That's completely disgusting. I would only some people call human trafficking when the adult chooses to sell their bodies and the man profits off of it behind the scenes. If that's the kind of human trafficking and they're doing it willingly and they want to be there, I don't really care. But if they choose to, if it's against their will in any way, if those girls want to leave and they want to go back to Europe and he's not letting them go back, there's an issue with that too. That's a really big problem. And I can see why there's certain places in the world he simply just wouldn't be able to go to because of that. I bet. Yeah, that's my opinion on Andrew Tate. What else am I talking about here? I kind of forgot my title. And I put Andrew Tate and something else. Intro Andrew Tate and hold on. Let me look something up. Let's see. Oh yeah, 7-Eleven and Speedway. 7-Eleven bought Speedway. Did you guys know that? I had an interview to be a manager at a Speedway, and the dude told me he's going to hire me too, but they weren't paying enough, so I didn't go. But he did tell me this. That's crazy. Like I had the interview, whatever. He just told me, bro. 7-Eleven and Speedway merging was like the best thing that ever happened to Speedway. The 7-Elevens are still there, and I don't think they're going to build any more new ones. I think they're just going to work through Speedway now, like work their gas stuff through Speedway. 7-Eleven, I thought, if I'm not mistaken, was mostly on the East Coast and not really the Midwest like that, especially recently. They took a lot of them down. They bought Speedway up, which I thought was odd because I thought Speed was bigger than was bigger than 7-Eleven. I thought Speed was bigger. It might have only been bigger in like the Midwest and maybe like certain other parts of the country where it's like a lot of highways and stuff. But I guess 7-Eleven had the back to buy Speedway. Wonder how much they bought it for. 7-Eleven completes Speedway acquisition of 3,800 convenience stores. $21 billion deal brings convenience giants total North American portfolio to 14,000 stores. Convenience retail giant 7-Eleven incorporated on Friday, which was the Friday of the week of May 17th, 2021. What the fuck? That was 2021? That's crazy. I thought it was this year. The completed announced the successful completion of the acquisition of Speedway, convenience store arm of Marathon Petroleum Corp, with approximately 3,800 stores located in 36 states across the United States. So basically, I guess that Speedway was owned by Marathon, which I had no idea. And 7-Eleven had a lot more stores uh, than I thought they did. They had a lot more stores than Speedway, more convenience stores than Speedway. They had before that they must have had about 10,000 7-Eleven stores, over 10,000 stores, and now they're at 14 after they bought 3,800 Speedway stores and gas stations. Uh, Now that their presence goes to 47 of the 50 states, I wonder which state outside of Alaska and Hawaii don't have a 7-Eleven or a Speedway. If I had to guess, I can't. I literally can't guess. I wonder which one. It's like there's one state outside, like that's inside the continental United States that doesn't have it. That's odd to me. Let's see. Okay, so basically, the only thing that I've noticed, $21 billion. Jesus Christ. Um, oh wow. So 7-Eleven was made about wow. They're making about three times as much as Marathon, and Marathon was made. I mean, from their consumable sales, which is like their which is like their convenience store sales or like the store sales, which is Speedway, Super America, AM, PM, and Giant convenience store. But the fact that they were making more than 7-Eleven by itself was making more than Speedway multiple times over was crazy to me because Speedway is so big out here in the Midwest that I thought that was running the entire gas industry in America. I'm not gonna lie to you. Uh, so basically, what that means to me personally, it means that Speedway has donuts now. They have decent donuts now. I've been buying them almost every day. I'm really fat now because of their donuts. I've been fat before, but I'm really fat now because of their donuts. It means they have donuts. That's what that told me. I don't know what else you guys might have gotten out of that. I don't see why else it would even matter. It doesn't matter to me any other way. I walked in there. I was like, aren't those the same donuts? They have a 7-Eleven, which I have probably been in a 7-Eleven like twice in the past 2 years. I ate them. Like, okay, man, those donuts were pretty good too. Vanilla Long Johns, like decent. That was the only reason I wanted to bring that up. That was the only reason I thought to bring that up. After outside of Andrew Tate, I had nothing. I just my Xbox. I had nothing to even talk about at all. But after I seen that, I'm like, after I thought about that, I was like, what about this? What else is interesting? I was like, the fact that Speedway and 7-Eleven merged, basically. Yeah, that's crazy. Because I had no idea 7-Eleven was bigger than Speedway. And I had no idea that 7-Eleven had a new way of dispersing those donuts now. Now I can get my fix of diabetes all over again. Let me think. What else is there? Because I put in more, right? I probably didn't. I probably only remember this to be like 30 minutes, maybe at most. I didn't expect to even take this long. I thought it was going to be way Okay, so basically, like, let's move to my future, my aspirations. Like, right now, I'm doing security right now. Going to school in October for finance and accounting. I plan on doing that as a career, while also doing this, YouTube and Twitch on the side. Uh, hopefully, I can add her at some point because I'm not gonna learn to edit no videos. I'm sorry. I'm really, I don't. I'd rather just have a process where I just do that, send it to my cousin or something to animate it. So do this on the side with all my other business ideas. I want to get into clothes, fashion, and things like that, shoes, things like of that sort. I want to do stuff like that at some point. Um, yeah, and just doing all that together, and hopefully something blows up out of all of it, and hopefully when that blows up, everything else blows up along with it. I don't know exactly how I'm going to get there, but I'm working on it, and I try to take my future pretty seriously. What I choose to do with myself, my time, or I choose to invest into like that. I was already streaming, and I had all this equipment when I was streaming, so I was like, I might as well just start. Uh, might as well just start a podcast too to go along with that. If it starts off terrible at first, hopefully it gets better as time goes on, and I can be more consistent with it. I probably will do like an episode a week or so, maybe even more than that. But outside of that, I'm gonna go ahead and head out. I very much so hope to be doing this again soon. Today's Friday, April 12th. I'll probably do it again Wednesday. I'll probably do it every Wednesday and Friday, something like that. And then I'll try to stream in between or stream before, maybe stream after, something along those lines. Just something that I wanted to talk about. Uh, I'm gonna get that under control. I wonder how to control it. I wonder if I can learn how to control my yawn so I don't be yawning at all. But yeah, if you could in the comments tell me what you'd like me to talk about next, or what you'd like to see, or how do you like my videos to be done. Just I'm always open to I'm a pretty open person. I try to take everything into consideration. I know exactly, and I still got to play the second episode. I haven't been playing this one. I really just wrote down two different things and just so to talk about those things. That was really it. I didn't really plan these out at all. Like, but I know for the second one, it's gonna be some stuff planned for me to talk about. I know, man, this person that I know, this scrub, this lame person, this very lame individual. If you ever hear a voice and if you ever hear a voice on a podcast, it just makes you want to like throw up, maybe break your phone, snatch your AirPods, maybe swallow them. That person's this individual. Talking about writing things down. for our podcast, I wrote down some things to talk about and I recorded my first episode, but I didn't upload it. Why? I just went live. I just did it. Just like that. Whatever, bro. She was a lame. She's a lame. I'm gonna make sure she sees this because she's lame. Uh, but I'll see you guys.